So, has your mind been stretched this week in your understanding of cryptocurrency? I hope I've done a reasonable job in being able to educate you a little bit more. I know when I first started to look into it, it was just gibbly-gock. I'm thinking, my goodness me, how can I understand this? And yet companies like iCoin Pro and others, just friends that are around, the people that you mix with and the conversations that you have actually help shed light into this kind of thing. So just finishing off the history of Bitcoin and the emergence of other cryptocurrencies, in 2013 it was a very, very tumultuous year for Bitcoin. What happened was it started out being valued at $14, and by the end or halfway through the year it jumped to $1,000 in value, and then over a series of weeks down to months it had dropped back down to $200 in value. Still a bit of a jump from $14 to $200, but it was just that emergence. So it was up and down and up and down, but people started to sit up and take notice. They're going like, my goodness me, what is this coin? What is this currency that's creating so much interest and value that people are placing upon it? Universities, businesses, restaurants, 160,000 merchants today are actually accepting Bitcoin. But what's taken place is that they've just started that you can buy travel. There are many outlets now that you can actually exchange your Bitcoin for. But that wasn't easy. It didn't start that well, but people are realizing that this is the way of the future. This is the digital currency that your children and your grandchildren will be using. So we may as well get in and capitalize on it in the early stages. So what took place was, that there was an emergence of different countries started to accept it. Germany then gave it a peer-to-peer recognition, saying that it was a currency that could be exchanged from person to person. And of course, in late 2016, Japan's government and their three major banks recognized it as an official currency that can be used in Japan. ATM machines, Bitcoin ATM machines are popping up all over the world where you can actually transact your Bitcoin into fiat currency. Now, is this something that's just going to go away? I don't think so. You see, in March this year, it actually broke through. One Bitcoin broke through the value of 1 ounce of gold, and therefore it broke through that 1100, 1200 barrier, and it just went berserk. From that point, it just went up. And that was the time that Trev and I started to show a little bit of interest in it. Isn't it always the way when things are starting to just go on the up and up? And of course, in May 2017, it broke through the $2,500 barrier. Now, what are other people saying about it? Well, let me just throw out a couple of names, and there are many that you wouldn't recognize anyway, but just two that I know that you would recognize, and they're Richard Branson and, of course, Bill Gates. Now, they're both billionaires in their own right and very big investors in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency industry. Virgin Airlines actually accepts Bitcoin to purchase flights. So with regards to others, the owner of PayPal has actually said that within the next 2 or 3 years, he believes that it's going to be worth between $10,000 to $13,000. In fact, I heard him say within the next 12 months. But he's also said that within the next 13 years, by 2030, it will be worth $500,000, one Bitcoin. There are many other financial people that have actually said, no, it'll go much higher than that. It will go to at least $1 million per Bitcoin. The reason being, guys, is that the mathematical computer program that set all of this up, the blockchain technology, they've limited it to only being able to mine and solve 21 million mathematical equations. Currently, they're sitting just under 17 million that have been mined, and it's actually going to reduce and reduce and reduce over a period of years. So there comes into play a thing called supply and demand. So if there's not very many coming in, guess what happens? The demand goes up, and therefore the price gets forced up. Yes, people will be able to buy Bitcoin, but you probably won't have $1 million to buy just one Bitcoin. People will be able to buy portions of Bitcoin. See, the value, the perceived value of this and other cryptocurrencies that are around is here to stay, guys. This is the ground floor opportunity for you guys to get involved in. There are very, very many who in the last 12 months have gone and grown between 1,000 and 4,000% in growth. This is just the start. Don't leave it another 2 or 3 years in order to start looking into this kind of thing. This is something that you need to step into and emerge into now while it's affordable. And I look forward to helping you along that way, to being able to answer any questions. Of course, as I've been saying all through this week, iCoin Pro has been and is a great education platform. It will tell you things that I just don't have the time to be able to explain to you. I mean, I could, but not on this kind of explanation, on these little clips. But opening a wallet, how to buy your coins, what to do to sell your coins, how to invest in different areas and what to do, what is a good coin, what's a bad coin, what are the things that I should be involved in. We're here to help you along the way. iCoin Pro will do just that. But next week, I actually want to explain to you a program that we've been using where last week we actually made nearly $10,000 US in doubling our Bitcoin. So I'd love to actually open that up to you. This is the real deal, guys. Learn, listen. I'd love you to stay connected. Please send me a message and I'd love to help you on this journey. Anyway, you have a brilliant day and a really brilliant weekend. I look forward to speaking with you next week.